Welcome to my channel. Study English.
Once upon a time, in the villagers of the small village were panicked. Their entire cheese supply had been gobbled up by a giant cheese monster that had emerged from its hidden cave. The monster had a habit of hiding itself before showing its face, so nobody had ever seen it before. However, the villagers knew that it was up to no good. The monster had been causing chaos for a few days. It had stolen all the cheese from the local farm, and every time the villagers went to buy more, there was none to be found. They knew that the monster had to be stopped before it was too late. The villagers tried everything they could think of to get rid of the monster. They sent their bravest soldiers to find it, but all of their efforts went futile. The monster was too smart for that. It was always one step ahead of the soldiers. The villagers were so desperate that they even tried to bribe the monster with their own cheese. But although it was tempted, the monster never took the bait. It was too prideful to be bribed by mere villagers. The villagers were all at wits' end. They needed to come up with a plan to stop the monster once and for all. They decided to hold a big feast and invite the monster to eat with them. The feast was held in the village square, and the villagers were all gathered together, anxiously waiting for the monster to show itself. The villagers were all dressed in traditional costumes, and they had brought along all sorts of delicious cheese platters to feast with the monster. As the sun began to set and the feast was getting underway, the villagers heard a rustling in the bushes. They peered through the branches, and there was the giant cheese monster, chewing on some cheese. "Hi there," called out a villager. "What are you doing here, monster?" "I was just passing by," replied the monster, around a mouthful of cheese. "I thought I'd help myself to some cheese." The villagers were relieved. They all began to talk to the monster, trying to figure out what they could do to stop it. "We know you're up to no good, monster," said one villager. "But we are not going to let you gobble up our cheese anymore. We are going to stop you." The monster looked at them all, swallowing the cheese in its mouth. "Stop me how?" The villagers looked at each other, all thinking the same thing. "We have to catch you, monster," said the mayor. "We'll put you on display for everyone to see. We'll prove to everyone that you're not as scary as you look." And with that, the villagers began to plan their catch. They sent out scouts, who soon returned with news that the monster was sleeping in a nearby meadow. They set out, creeping through the meadow, gathering all of the villagers along the way. Finally, they arrived at the monster's sleeping place. The monster was snoring away, surrounded by piles of cheese. The villagers all breathed a sigh of relief. The monsters woke up suddenly as they felt someone on his back. A sharp pain went down his throat as they realized they had accidentally eaten his cheese by mistake. He was speechless as he looked around. What he saw amazed him, as he saw all the villagers standing behind him, all with their grins widening. "What's going on here?" he asked, confused. The villagers all giggled. "We caught you, monster," said the mayor. We are not going to let you gobble up our cheese anymore. The monster looked at him, taken aback. I thought I was the bad guy here, he said, realization dawning on him. I didn't know that everyone was so welcoming. The villagers all began to cheer and applaud. They all hugged and high-fived one another. It was a happy ending for all. In the end, the villagers were all happy to have stopped the monster before it could destroy their village's cheese supply. The monster had learned a valuable lesson in humility, and he became a beloved member of the village. From that day on, the villagers knew that they could all work together to overcome any obstacle that came their way. The cheese monster might have been scary before, but now they knew they could beat him with their kindness and unity. Please subscribe to my channel. Study English for more videos. Thank you.